you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
None.
That's correct.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Joe Altier.
Camera's there's
Sometimes my
there.
mind plays
A little better.
tricks on.
Oh well.
Well, we're
That
safely
button didn't work.
ensconced here in the inner sanctum,
There you
and
go. Shut up.
despite the snow and everything else, and the 2 days that I just spent having a roof put on my house. Yes, they can put a roof on your house in the wintertime because I just had it done.
I was more
could
shocked
Tell
that-
you all about it.
I was more shocked that it was just 2 days.
Well, they told me it was going to be 1 day, but it was so cold yesterday. Holy cow! I couldn't believe they were doing it. So what they do is, on the ground, they set up a ice fishing tent, and they put a big heater in it, and that's where they put the shingles. So the shingles get all warmed up before they put them on, because if you put them on ice cold, they'll break. So they get them all warmed up, and then they can take their breaks and their lunch in there. So I wouldn't want to do it, but they did it. It took them 2 days, and hopefully they did a quality job. I'm not going to go up there and look at it. So, maybe I'll get a drone. I'll hire a drone guy, get him up there.
So look good up there.
Look up there. So, because what was up there before was something that the roofing guy himself had never seen. It was done so badly, he had never seen it before. See, that's not good.
How long ago was it done?
I don't even know. We bought the house 3 or 4 years ago. It was way before that. So, when a guy goes up, so here's the worst case scenario for any homoowner.
There's things I don't look for.
Guy goes up on the roof, right? Comes down and says, first thing, I've never seen that before. I could hear the dollar signs just dropping out of my wallet right then. There's money was just flowing out of me. As soon as he said, I've never seen that before. Great.
It's like
Yeah,
that.
so
it's like this.
we need sponsors for this
Yeah,
show.
they're coming.
And quickly, because JR is going to end up in the poorhouse. I'll need John Tamino to come help me out.
You're gonna have to go back to work. Negative.
Never mention that word again to me. Bob Thompson on TV is coming up a little bit later because of all this takeover stuff. And now Larry Ellison's getting involved, and he's Trump's boy. And so this could be all very bad. And we are going to have the health commissioner of Onondaga County, Dr. Kate Anderson, on too, because the geniuses, who took over all of our health care in Washington have decided that, vaccines bad. That's going to be the new slogan. And now people are not getting them, but it's not just the vaccines that they're claiming are bad, which are not. It's all vaccines, which could be disastrous for this country. We've eradicated diseases through vaccines. And now, because we have idiots in Washington, we get this. And so we'll talk to.
They can't keep their mind straight. It's what it sounds like.
I'm not hearing you, by the way.
Can't hear me?
No. No.
Is that better?
I heard something. Try again. Something popped.
I'm on there.
All right. As long as you're on there, because
I'm on there.
I'm not hearing you very well.
Right.
It's always something.
It is.
That's better. What'd you do?
I don't know. Click the thing.
Yeah, hit it. Just give it. Let's get a
I'm gonna
little
whack
impact adjustment.
I had to push it down a little bit. I rearranged wires in here today. That was my fault. That was my problem, and I shouldn't have. I tried to make this less look like a.
Yeah, let's do that on broadcast day when we go live. What could go wrong, Bill?
I know. I almost changed out this little thing for us to use as like a interface, and I decided that was definitely taking it too far.
Yeah, because
if something would have, I will do a dry run with that before we start playing with that. I can't do that live.
Yeah, you don't do that on game day, man.
I was very busy.
We go live now.
I was very busy yesterday.
Oh, I know. You went to another freaking concert.
I'll talk to you about it later. I got pictures.
But the good doctor is with us, so we need to
we're going to bring her
respect her position and get her on right away. This is the health commissioner of Onondaga County, Dr. Kate Anderson. How are you, Doc?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me. Nice to see you.
I cannot believe you're honoring us with your presence. I appreciate it. A little tiny podcast that we do, but it's important because we need to get the word out that vaccines are not the boogeyman, and we need to start getting vaccines again.
I appreciate that. And it's a timely topic. So happy to come on anytime to talk about it.
Are you afraid that what's happening in Washington with the talk about vaccines and not just a couple of them, it's spreading now? Now they're telling people not to get hepatitis B for your infant, which is just ridiculous. Do you worry about that crossing over? Perhaps people aren't going to get the flu shot. They're not going to get the COVID shot.
Yeah. So to back up and give some context to that. So ACIP, the advisory panel to CDC, met last week to reassess the recommendations for hepatitis B vaccine in infants, as you mentioned. And this is a panel that for decades has been the international gold standard for what people should be recommending for childhood vaccines, not just in the United States, but all around the world. This is a new panel that was replaced in recent months. And for context, the hepatitis B vaccine given shortly after birth has been profoundly effective. So if we look at what has happened with hepatitis B, which is a very serious chronic disease that can cause liver disease, chronic infection, cancer, early death, cases went down by 99%.
Jeez.
And since these vaccines have been introduced, the hepatitis B vaccine, it's been around for decades. It's been in billions of people, and there have not been concerns about safety or effectiveness. It's been hugely effective, as I mentioned. So the concern is that the recommendations that came out last week to not have a routine recommendation that newborns should get this vaccine wasn't based in any new data or any new evidence. So that's concerning, because by putting this forward, we're accepting that there will be preventable infections and deaths.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling to me. It really is. Explain, doctor, if you would, please, what happens to someone when they get hepatitis B?
So if someone's exposed to hepatitis B, and it can happen a lot of different ways, it can pass from mother to child. It can also pass horizontally. There was some discussion of that at ACIP, which means that even if your mom is not infected and you're born to a B negative mom, you may be around someone else who has hepatitis B, and you may pick it up just from being around them.
Wow.
If you're infected and it becomes chronic, which means it's in your system until you get treated or your body clears it, it can infect your liver, and it can cause hepatocellular carcinoma or liver cancer, as well as liver failure and premature death.
Now, you can carry this without knowing it, right?
Absolutely, you can carry it without knowing it. Yeah. And then the effects of that can be seen many, many decades down the road.
So where are we with COVID vaccines and the flu vaccine this year, especially locally?
So that's a very timely question as well. So as of last week, New York State Department of Health announced that we are officially in flu season. They declared that it was prevalent, which means it's in multiple counties at high levels, including ours. And cases are ticking up week after week, as it always does during flu season. It's too early to know if it's going to be a really bad one, if it's going to be a really long one. But what we do know is at this point, fewer people are getting the flu vaccine year after year, if we look back over the last 10 years. So the target is typically set at about 70% of the population getting the vaccine. So far, we're at about 25-30% in Onondaga County, about 20% in the state. And most concerningly, our older adults who are at highest risk of getting hospitalized or dying from the flu, their rates are down too. So we're not where we would like to be, but I'd say this is also an opportunity, because if folks go out and get their vaccine now, which I would strongly urge they would, they'd be protected in time for the holidays, which is a good goal to have as well. For COVID vaccines, it's even lower for a variety of reasons, but we're in the single digits for people getting the COVID booster so far this year.
Well, we know the reason, and I know you can't speak to it, but Bill and I will perhaps after you're off the air, but we know the reason why that's happening. It's just, it's very frustrating. Anything else pressing on the health scene locally, Doc, that you'd like to talk about?
Well, there's lots we can talk about going into 2026 that we're excited and motivated about. And I'd be happy to come back and talk about that anytime as well. We have lots of great stuff going on. What I would say, just to come back and kind of put a pin in what we were just talking about with vaccines, is I would say that you're right. The concern about the impacts of some of this rhetoric is that it may increase hesitancy around vaccines, or at least uncertainty overall. And that's really worrying, because we think about things like measles, where there's an ongoing measles epidemic in the United States. That is a beast of a virus that used to kill thousands of children. And we're having more cases than ever before. And God forbid we should start to limit or raise doubt about that vaccine and others that are also critical childhood vaccines. So that is going to be a big priority for us going into 2026, is just to continue to be out answering questions and providing as much data and reassurance as we can that these vaccines remain fundamentally important and safe and effective.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is there somewhere we can direct people if they want some more information?
Thanks for that question. Yeah. So obviously your physician is a great resource, but New York State Department of Health, your county health department, our Onondaga County Health Department are great sources of evidence-based data, as are the professional societies. So American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Medical Association, these are organizations of physicians and doctors who are reviewing the evidence and putting out recommendations. And notably, their recommendations and guidance have not changed about any of these vaccines.
Exactly. And if you check all these sources, all of these sources agree, on what the right path is, and too many people are not following it. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. We're honored to have you, and we'll definitely have you back as long as you're willing.
I'll look forward to it. Thanks so much.
We will too. Thank you, Doctor. She's
Bye-bye.
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great stuff, because it's true. When you're talking about single digits of people my age getting the COVID vaccine, you got to be kidding me. I mean, they killed millions of people across the world.
Here's the deal. You don't like them, don't get them. Don't hinder other people.
Yeah,
to get them. If they want to get this is what it's come to.
Yes.
It's what it's come to now.
Yes.
It's information. One day it's this, it goes this way. The next day it's, oh no, we didn't mean it that way.
Right.
It's bad.
Yes. Misinformation is at its worst. Disinformation, which is intentional, it's just at its worst. It's terrible. And it's not getting better anytime quickly, I don't think. I don't remember if I had measles or not. I had chicken pox. I know that. I don't remember if I had measles or not.
I had chicken pox. I don't think I had measles.
I don't think I did either, but I don't remember. I'm way older than you, so I don't remember if we got that shot or not. We got a bunch of shots. I got every shot in the world when I was in the Navy, because I was going to go on a submarine. But
I remember when I was a kid, the polio vaccine was in liquid form.
Yes. Yep. That's how I took it.
And it tasted like an ice cream.
I took it on a sugar cube, I think, actually.
Yep, that's what I remember.
Yeah, I do remember that, because I didn't get the shot. I don't have the scar. How many people have the scars on their arms? I don't have that. So yes, I did take it in a liquid form on a sugar cube, I think. But I mean, all this stuff, it's worked for decades and decades, and now you're not going to do it. Why? Because some idiot says no? It's scary to me. That's what the scary thing is.
Look, the new vaccine, I get it. It's not, it didn't have that much time, whatever. If that's your feeling, great. But I mean, the flu vaccine's been around forever. It hasn't,
What do people always say? Oh, every time I get it, I get the flu. It gives me the flu. No, there's no live virus in it, man. I can't give you the flu. Oh yeah, every time I get it. So I don't get it. And you get the flu, right? Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Jeez.
It's been a wonderful time. A wonderful time.
All right. Speaking of wonderful times, talk about last night.
Oh, well, I promised my daughter.
You love this place, by the way, that you go to. Is that the same place?
No, it's not.
Oh, this is different.
It's about 40 minutes from the. So I like going in this area. I like going to Niagara Falls, Canada.
Yeah.
Hamilton, Toronto,
right?
St. Catharines. There's a lot of venues in that run. There's Niagara Falls has a theater. St. Catharines has the arena.
Yeah.
Hamilton has an arena.
That's the 10 grand one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a new casino just outside of Toronto in Mississauga that has a space like Turning Stone.
Yeah,
the event center.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff. So a lot of
wow.
B and C stuff come in there. But then you get once in a while, like I love Machine Gun Kelly. So now I saw him. He's an A.
That's an A.
A plus.
Yeah.
Amphitheater a few years ago. Avril Lavigne, love her. Went to see her. Saw Machine Gun Kelly. Fell in love. Great show. Rock star. Controversial guy in the media personality kind of guy.
6'6" or 6'7".
Yep, he played Tommy Lee in the Motley Crue movie.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's got some acting stuff too. But so I took my daughter to the show in Hamilton, Ontario, last night, and man, I pulled up some pictures.
Okay,
look at this stage set.
Oh, that's the stage.
That's
the Statue of Liberty.
It's like the Escape from New York Statue of Liberty with it's got a cigarette in its hand.
That's a great set.
Let me see. There it is when he came. He's up there.
Yeah.
See him. He's up there in that.
Did that thing lower?
That lowered, and then there was 2 people on it at one point because the girl that opened up for him did a song with him, and that was the whole thing. And then one of the tunes, he just invited a whole bunch of people up on stage. It was, I think, My Bloody Valentine. From that tickets. So the reason he's playing in Darien Lake this summer.
Okay.
But the reason we came here is he's doing this first part of the tour. He's 5 years ago, he had the tickets to my Downfall album, did it in its entirety, and that's one of my daughter and I's favorite albums. And we like going places. And anyway, I'll tell you, between the tickets, the room, we didn't pay a lot. I used the old StubHub last minute kind of thing. And
that works, right?
Yeah, it did yesterday. We had great seats, as you can see, and we didn't pay a lot.
Good.
Because I want to go to more. I just don't want to go to some. I want to go to all. So my daughter tells me.
Is that right?
Yes.
Nice. I love that quote. That's great. I don't want to go to some. I want to go to all.
All.
Fantastic. Let's go to our next guest. And speaking of fantastic, and we'll talk some TV with Syracuse University professor Bob Thompson. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Thompson on TV.
Look at that CRT right behind him.
We're fabulous. Yeah, I know.
That was my college TV.
Is that really?
You know, I watched, this shows what good movies these were. I watched The Godfather for the first time, cut for commercials in black and white, without all the swearing and violence taken out, on that TV, and I still liked it. I watched The Godfather for the first time on that TV with commercials in black and white. So those must be good movies when you can
absolutely
watch them under those conditions and they still hold up.
Absolutely. Now, we're in a dangerous little time right here as far as media consolidation goes, and not necessarily legal media consolidation. And now we're talking about hostile takeovers. Explain, Bob, what's going on.
Oh, the latest story, of course, is Warner Brothers, which of course includes Warner Brothers Studio and HBO Max, I guess is what it's called now. And then, of course, all the other cable channels in DC would be part if Netflix and Warner Brothers, if Netflix were to buy Warner Brothers. And just as people were starting to think, okay, that means Batman and Voldemort and Ross and Rachel and the Sopranos and the Game of Thrones, all these people would be in this, big Bugs Bunny, for that matter, in this big consolidated family, which very similar to what we see over at Disney /HBO/Pixar/ESPN, where we've got Star Wars and Star Trek and all the rest of it. Marvel are all in this giant universe. So everybody starts worrying about that and what losing Warner Brothers, one of the last great studios, is going to mean to the future of seeing movies in theaters. And no sooner do we get rehearsed in our panic over that than Paramount steps in with this proposal for a hostile takeover by outbidding Netflix. And of course, Paramount's a different set of issues, but I think a lot of people, especially people who are concerned about the future of movies in movie theaters, think that any of this consolidation is probably a bad idea. Whether that's going to stop any of it in this highly unpredictable regulatory environment that we're in is hard to tell. But let's just say it's not going to happen tomorrow, whichever one ends up trying to do this.
Now, the Paramount one, the hostile takeover, involves Larry Ellison, who's very close with Mr. Trump. Trump wants major changes at CNN that would be involved in this package. And you talk about you're talking about a regulatory environment that no one's really sure about what's going on. I think the administration believes there is no regulatory environment and no regulations when it comes to them, and they'll do what they want. So is anybody going to be able to stop any of this? I doubt it. I really do.
Well, it is totally unpredictable. I mean, there isn't a sense of we can't even put our finger on what the regulatory environment is, because it moves the minute we think we've identified it. The Warner Brothers Netflix deal, Discovery Warner, didn't include the cable things.
No, it didn't. No.
cable stuff. This the Paramount one does, and of course, in that cable package is CNN, which is one of the 3 major 24-hour news networks, and the very first one. CNN goes back to June of 1980.
Yeah, way back. Yep.
Yeah, they had the field to themselves for 15 years before MSNBC and Fox moved in the mid 90s. So this does become a journalistic issue in a way that the Netflix deal wasn't. And as you point out, Larry Ellison is the father of David Ellison, the head of Paramount. And as you point out, he is very tight with the president. And I think involved in the investment of the Paramount deal is also Jared Kushner, who is, needless to say, close to the president.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I just read something that said he's involved in it.
See, this is just so bad. This stuff just would never happen. I mean, it would never happen out in public like it's happening. You could have behind the scenes stuff going on or whatever. These guys are just like, we're going to do whatever we want in front of everybody, and I don't care what they say.
Yeah. But things, for one thing, neither of these have been approved yet, so we don't know what's going to happen. We can certainly be suspicious of some things that might happen, but they haven't been approved yet. And as much as what you say is true, we have been headed down this consolidation, deregulation path for a long time.
Since Reagan.
Exactly. That was the big, he was the deregulator guy. And we've been moving in that direction to the extent that we do now have these massive and very small and getting smaller number of big blobs that kind of absorb all of the cultural space. I mean, if you look at a place like Disney, ABC, ESPN, what I was talking about before, the amount of the entertainment worlds and characters and fictional creation that are under those single umbrellas. If you look at the number of titles, authors, books that are under one single publisher's big giant umbrella, it is really amazing. This Warner Brothers thing, and we were talking about it when we were still thinking it was going to go with Netflix, but with HBO, you've got all of that world, and with you've got the DC universe, as they call it,
right.
All of the Warner movies and the MGM films, so Casablanca, Wizard of Oz, all of that stuff under the control of one entity. And of course, Netflix would love to have this, because to keep more people subscribing to your streaming service and to keep people from canceling, you've got to have so much on there that there's something there that virtually every single person is unable to live without. This is what the people in the business of theatrical release are worried about, is that Netflix, for all this time, since it got out of the business of delivering CDs in ye old envelopes by ye old post office. They've been in the business of getting people to subscribe to their streaming service, which means to stay home and watch this stuff on their devices or wherever else they are.
Right.
Which is contrary to people going out and watching movies in real time and real space, which is what you do when you go to the theater. Now, Netflix claims that if they were to take over Warner Brothers, they would continue to distribute Warner Brothers movies the way they are distributed. And I guess you can maybe think that they might stay in that business, because after all, they have released a number of their films in theaters, namely so they're in long enough to be eligible for awards.
Right.
And when Stranger Things, when its final episode debuts on New Year's, it's going to be streaming and in theaters as well. So maybe they are getting into that business. But if you continue to listen to them, they talk about how, sure, we'll still be releasing that. We may or the idea of the window and how long the window is between theatrical release and streaming. I think the verb they used is that might evolve.
Yeah. And that'll just kill people going, if in a month that show is going to be, or that movie is going to be on Netflix, I'm going to just wait and not go to the theaters.
Yeah.
To some extent, it's hard to say where the real fault. I mean, you've got this huge consolidation, which I think generally is a bad thing.
Mhm.
But when the technology made it possible to deliver this stuff into the homes, it was eventually going to happen anyway, and it was happening. The movement toward staying home, not having to get a babysitter, not having to park, all that kind of thing, watching it whenever you wanted. We were moving in that direction. And then the perfect bad timing for
Exactly.
theater
COVID.
was COVID.
Yeah.
And then everybody for 18 months thought, wow, I miss being with other people. I miss that big dark room, but this is really a whole lot easier. And once you had a few months of getting all those first run things streamed directly, I think we got used to it. And it's amazing how well the theatrical business has recovered
Yeah, I'm
since COVID.
shocked. I am.
But it's never going to be back to the way
No.
it was.
No, but I'm shocked how well it's doing, especially some films. And we talked about this years and years ago about when streaming first started with HBO and all of that, and then Netflix, how the quality started to rise of their own products that started to rise. And then movie stars crossed over to these services, HBO, Cinemax, all the other ones started. And then once that hit, and it became, okay for a movie star to be on TV, which is not really TV, it's streaming. Now it really took off. And now you have stuff that's just incredibly, incredibly good. And I can watch it at home and I can tape it and watch it whenever I want.
I think of those conversations you and I used to have, and it was when streaming was just emerging, and part of it was this optimistic. This was really good programming that was coming out, and you're right. If I were a 21-year-old film student coming out of University of Southern California
Mhm.
right now, and a genie came out of a bottle and said, you can have a contract with a major studio to direct a feature film, or you can have a season on HBO Max or Apple Plus for a 13 episode series. I wouldn't have to think for 10 seconds about that.
Yep.
No.
The series is you can develop characters. It goes longer. It's got, let's face it, a good streaming series has more prestige. Hollywood's now got the reputation of being nothing but superheroes. That's unfair. It's more than that. But we used to think movies good, television, talking horses and flying nuns. Now we think movies, superheroes in tights, television, The Wire and Breaking Bad and Adolescence and all this kind of stuff. So all of this stuff is playing in to the cultural dynamics of places like Netflix, which keep snowplowing through the cultural landscape and now have discovered their latest target.
You mentioned Adolescence briefly there. That is the most powerful thing I saw on television all year, or in the movie theater all year. The most powerful movie I've seen.
And that gimmick of the one-shot episodes.
Yes.
It's not just a gimmick. It makes it so tense. It's so perfect for the way that the inertia is almost unbearable at
Yes.
times.
That slow burn. I
Yep.
always tell Jim, I
Yep.
love that slow burn. And when you have that shot that goes along with that slow burn, you're just at the edge of your seat. That's old school. That's the way Alfred Hitchcock wanted you to feel when you watched those movies back in the day.
Now, Bob, if this does go through, if one of these two proposals or whatever they are go through, do you see then more of that coming? I mean, that seems to me when Reagan did it, we had a lot all at once, and we've had a lot since then. But do you see like more of this then?
More of the stuff like Adolescence, more really great stuff?
No, like more consolidation, unfortunately.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I think consolidation is, if it's allowed, consolidation seems to be kind of the natural, it's kind of like all else equal, water is going to flow downhill. If you don't do something about it, it's going to end up in your basement. or in your case, with no roof, everywhere.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
So I think the natural tendency of the marketplace in these kinds of industries, with economy of scale and all the rest of it, is to make these places become bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, there are cases in which they then kind of explode. We saw, for example, MSNBC now is no longer MSNBC. It's now MS Now, and it's been separated off of NBC. So there's lots of complicated ways in which this goes. But I think colonization is the tendency here. Now, it can't keep happening because pretty soon there aren't going to be any.
Right.
I mean, I haven't checked lately. Disney may own the university I teach in, for all I know. I mean, they own practically everything else.
It could happen. It definitely could happen.
Bob, one thing I'm worried about is physical media, because there has been a little bit of a stir up of physical media in the last few years. I've always loved having copies of things, but I think you're getting these big studios now in with the streaming. You're not going to see those titles come out on any kind of physical.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're going to want to put them on streaming. They don't want anybody else to have hold of them.
That's right. And when they decide to take them off of streaming, even if you've quote unquote purchased them, there's nothing you've actually
I've just found a couple of those myself in my iTunes movie folder that I've lost.
Exactly. I've had professors, get all ready to hit a link to teach a class, and the link isn't active anymore. Well, I'm 66 years old, and like you, I still love physical media.
Yeah, I'm
I
67.
like
So
seeing it on my shelf. I like holding it. I like touching it. Now, I know those are just old nostalgic notions, but there is a sense that when I want to teach a certain show or a movie, if I've got it on physical media, as long as my equipment is working, I can show that. I do not have to depend upon going on to Paramount Plus's site or whoever else's, and first of all have it operational, because it is when Stranger Things season 5 debuted a few days ago, Netflix crashed.
Yep.
So first it's got to be up, and secondly, they have to be pleased to continue to provide it for you. And then of course they take episodes down and all that kind of stuff. So physical media has still got advantages. However, you're right, that ship is already long left the port, in that my students now, practically none of them could use a DVD if you handed it to them.
It's crazy.
They used to be, right? Remember those trays were built into laptops?
Yeah.
Yes.
Most of them are going home on vacation to places where their folks might still have DVD players, but even that is becoming less the case. Once the smart TV allowed you to access all of streaming on a regular TV set, those things tended to disappear. One of the only things keeping DVD video physical media alive are the gaming consoles, a few of which still play YouTube. It may be, just like those old libraries that the monks and the Irish were keeping, held Greek civilization by the skin of its teeth, the one place. It may be that gaming consoles will be the one thing that the only place left you can play physical media in.
It definitely could happen. All right, Robert, thank you as always for your time. Thompson on TV is one of our favorite features for sure.
I lost my mouse. There it goes. Got so into that. I love talking about him.
He's awesome.
I can sit here and listen to him. Worried because big thing about physical media for me is the hours of extras that are on. Stuff.
Right. Yeah. Then that was what they were hoping was the big draw when they put all these things out. And when you watch one, it's amazing what you learn about the movie you just watched or are about to watch. I like those things too, for sure.
I just learned, speaking of a movie, I'm in the middle of listening to Debbie Gibson's new book, Eternally Electric. I love Debbie.
Yeah.
She has an uncredited cameo in the original Ghostbusters movie.
Really?
The scene where Rick Moranis runs out of the apartment and the monster runs after him?
Yes.
And he's at Tavern of the Green and he's in front of the big windows.
Yeah.
She's the birthday girl in the birthday party that's behind him.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's awesome. See, there's an Easter egg. There's a little hidden
one thing I want to go back to, Machine Gun Kelly got a story. So when I walked in last night, I went into this little foyer, was out of the cold, to go in to give my tickets. Now when I got the tickets, it said put them in your wallet, so you don't have to worry about Wi-Fi when you get there. Putting them in your wallet, because there's no such thing as a physical ticket anymore. There are, but not in the en masse like they used to.
No.
So you get these tickets right here.
Okay.
Right. So I go scan it. It's not scanning. Nobody's just scanning. They said, all right, you got to download the TD Coliseum, that's the venue, app. So now you've got thousands of people,
oh my God,
with phones in their hands, taking the cell service. The Wi-Fi they gave me didn't work very well.
Oh boy.
So they're like, all right, you got to go down to the box office and they'll take care of you. They let me in the building. Now I had two choices. I could have gone to the box office, which I would have had to go out another door, go back into the cold, stand in a line with this big line.
No.
Or I could just go to my seat. I went to my seat.
Mm-hmm.
And they were good seats. But I've never encountered that before. And my daughter's like, you can't do that. They're going to scan your ticket. I said, I bought the tickets. I'm not trying to scam anybody getting into this building.
Right.
It's cold out.
Yep.
I don't like lines.
That's wow. No, I don't either. No, I don't like people milling around. I don't like to be jostled.
Yep.
Wow.
Speaking of,
that's crazy though. I mean, you could have gone right up front.
Could have gone where I wanted.
That's crazy.
I just went to my seat, which were fine. I loved them. They were great. Plus, comfortable.
It's in Canada. Everyone's polite.
Everybody's so. That's why she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. This isn't working. Go to the box. They'll take care of your box." I walked like just a few hundred feet. I'm like, I'm inside.
That's great.
Speaking of Wicked,
yes, that was awesome.
We saw it last Thursday night.
Thursday night.
That was awesome. Your debut showing, right? You've never seen?
No, I've seen it.
Have you seen a Broadway show in that building yet, though?
In the Landmark?
In the Landmark, you've seen a Broadway show? Okay.
Many.
Okay.
I saw it. Wicked. We saw it. Shalene and I saw.
Oh, that's right. Shalene likes stuff.
Jersey Boys.
That's right. Shalene has.
I love that stuff. And
Shalene has gotten you into gets you out of the house.
We saw. What was the other one? We saw the Book of Mormon.
Oh yeah,
very good.
Wicked was the whole cast was
stellar,
unbelievable.
Stellar.
No,
the Good Witch. She had range like I couldn't believe it.
And her physical.
Yeah, hilarious
stuff was
hilarious.
The problem is, for the longest time, all the actors in Wicked were always went up against the originals. The original two, Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel were the originals. So that's what they had to deal with. These actors, they didn't sound like blah blah blah. Now they have to deal with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, who are unbelievable.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But they find the right people to play these roles, and the whole show was just great.
It was amazing.
It was the audience that was terrible.
Yes,
that was
all right. So I'm sitting. We were sitting row GG, right?
Yeah, and I was in HH.
Yes, and off to our right behind us for a time was.
And I was left behind me.
Gentleman snoring.
Okay, the right. Yes, me too. Yes, right.
Snoring. Loud. Like so, nobody's stopping it either.
If you're familiar with the show, there's a scene where there's a goat is a teacher. And that scene started. I thought there was somebody behind me being goofy and buying like a goat.
Yes.
This is what I thought when it first started. I said, we got those kind of people here. Right. And then it just kept going.
Yeah.
And it went through that scene.
Yep.
And it went through Dancing Through Life. And I'm like, and then
it gets to a quiet scene and he's still doing it.
And then
yes. And then we have the brawl in the hall. Which was behind us.
There was a lady on the phone.
Yep.
And people didn't want her on the phone.
Lady is kind of stretching it, but all right.
And they were being loud and using some foul language to the point where they were somebody was booted out of Wicked.
First, though, a gentleman interceded with his opinion.
Yes.
Saying that she should shut the fuck up. No, she's shut up and let us listen to the fucking show.
That was
is what
it.
he
Yes,
said.
that's exactly what he said.
Yeah. And everyone started clapping when they took her out.
And this is obviously, the Landmark's,
It's not their fault.
it's the top. It's gorgeous.
Yes, it's incredible.
Great shows they've been bringing in.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with them. And
No.
I asked Chris the next day, says, is this a growing thing? And she asked me what was going on. But then I asked I have a friend of mine who's on Broadway. We're going to get him on the show because I think this is now
in Broadway.
It's a growing thing.
It is,
to the point where you got people singing along.
Yep. That's a big problem.
Yapping.
Actually.
There was one lady during the beginning of the set, and I moved. Poor Tim. He probably thought I disappeared. I sat next to Tim Fox, wonderful human being. I moved towards the other end of the aisle so I could kick. I needed to kick the leg out. You got to kick the leg out because it was getting longer. So you kick the leg out. And right in the middle of the show, lady puts on her light looking for something below her. You know what? They should just enact the cell phone thing.
Yes, for all shows.
Especially the Broadway ones.
Yes.
Well, you don't need your phone.
On Broadway,
you don't need you need your phone to get in. You put it in the pouch, done.
And this woman could not understand why people were angry because she wasn't taking any pictures. And she kept saying that. I'm not recording anything. I'm not taking any pictures. I just wanted to say, shut up. Just get out. So they did. Yeah, out. I think that was the only two things that happened. It was the only thing about the Landmark and the seats that we were in. And I should have known this, though. But under that overhang, it gets warm.
Yes.
It gets really warm. So it was warm. And it was a long show, but it was so good. It was tremendous. It was just incredible.
That second act is just
when
everything gets revealed. I haven't seen part 2 yet of the movie.
No.
I don't, because it's 2 hours and the second act is 2 hours and 16 minutes in the movie. Because each movie is each act.
Oh, okay.
So the first act, because it ended on Defying Gravity, so now this will start up and it's a quick act. That second act is quicker. So I told Aria that I take her. She's spoiled. I tell you.
Now, what I forgot to talk to Bob about. This is streaming is the reason that theaters are upping their game and making it more of an experience, or at least trying to. Right, the seats move. You get stuff. Right, I don't even know.
Screen now, the one that's that new screen that's like it's all the way around you.
Oh, okay.
But you're paying more. I remember last year we did 4DX for Wicked. I paid for 3 of us almost $80.
It's getting out of hand.
It's everything.
I tell you, I just put a roof on my house. I'm not going to no $20 movies.
You're going to have to go back to work.
I may have to start eating a lot of mac and cheese.
I don't know. I did some digging. Remember we talked last week about there was a Facebook page that was a New York State Predator Facebook page.
Yes. So we thought this was not real.
I would have bet my house at it because
you couldn't find anything on it.
Not the only thing. I would Google it and it would go to that Facebook page. So I did some digging and I contacted the district attorney's office. I was graciously responded to by the assistant district attorney.
Yeah.
And that these were, I will just read
the
email.
whole thing.
I'm going to read the email.
Yes.
The gentleman's name is Rick Flagg. He lives in Liverpool.
Okay.
I am able to confirm that Mr. Flagg was indicted on 1 count of predatory sexual assault against a child, 2 counts of rape in the first degree, 1 count of rape in the second degree, 2 counts of sexual abuse in the first degree, 1 count of course of sexual conduct against a child in the second degree, 1 count of criminal sexual act in the second degree, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. The defendant was arraigned and on his indictment, where his bail was set at $75,000 cash, $150,000 bond, and $300,000 partially secured bond. The defendant subsequently posted the bond and has been out in custody awaiting his trial. He was arrested in June of 2025.
Right. This is not the email now.
No, this is me now.
All right.
He was arrested in June of 2025, and there was nothing. Not 1 iota of any kind of, nobody picked up on it.
I'm going to tell you why. I figured this out. It's 2 kids and their family members.
Oh.
It's 2 kids, and they're, at least if they're not family members, they're family acquaintances. Which
I know
is
it's his
usually
daughter.
the
I know one
case.
of them is his daughter because she commented on.
That's why. That's why there wasn't all the publicity and stuff. I
Wow.
would imagine. It's yeah. That's why I figured it right out when I read all those charges, and then there's some other stuff I looked up.
That's a lot of charges, and to be out on bail for that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is. It's crazy. But
but everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, and these things they would go to the family of the victims and tell them what was going to go on with the bail and all that stuff. It sounds to me like that's a lot of bail. So he must. I don't know. Is he from a wealthy family or whatever? You have to put up $300,000 collateral. That's a lot. So I think it's really a touchy situation. I was like you though, because when I first saw this thing, I was like, somebody is either like slandering this guy or whatever. They put his telephone number out there, everything, right? Yeah.
And there's wackos in this in this world that will,
especially now. So
and like I said, he's innocent until proven guilty.
Yes,
but
it's still heinous.
We not having any kind of just being picked up on in the news.
Yeah,
I had an incident with a member of who was a member of my band about 10 years ago that he got arrested. And it was literally in the news the next day. I was working for Channel 3 and 5, and they're calling me in my edit bay to comment on it. And it was not anywhere, that there was, it was of serious nature, but not like all of these charges there are. This
it's
case.
terrible. It is. It's an awful thing. But to me, the lack of publicity and everything, and the charges. When you look at the charges, you can see how it's only 2 victims, but I'm sure they're looking for more. I'm sure they're looking for more. Maybe that's another reason that it was kept quiet. But it was sure blown out into the open on Facebook, and it turned out to be real. And we were shocked. You and I were both shocked because we know where to look for stuff. Okay, it's not difficult to find criminal proceedings and stuff like that. So,
and they had even taken everything down from the court records and stuff. When you went and put his name in, it was gone.
Yeah, it's really strange. Yeah. When I worked the courts and when I worked the city police beat, you could go to the police information officer's office. I don't even know if they have one anymore. And you could go through all these stuff that happened that night. All the, everything, all reports were right there. You could just look through and see if there's anything serious or whatever. That would have been there, but it's they must not think that he's a danger outside of this family or whatever, or whoever. Usually it's a family member or it's someone known to the victim. That's, we learned that from McMahon Ryan House. So it's awful. It's an awful thing. Awful thing.
He did it in these charges come from Onondaga County, which means he's going to at some point have to deal with the district attorney, Bill Fitzpatrick, and then you're in trouble.
Good luck. So we didn't do Yahoo of the Week. It's also a tragic kind of thing. It's a hit and run driver in Beeville that left a woman dead on Downer Street. I'm very familiar with that street, of course, from my childhood, and that's an awful, awful thing to be hit by a car at 3:00 in the morning and left to die. Is a terrible, terrible thing. So the driver of that car is the Yahoo of the Week, and there's plenty of good stuff going on right now. I encourage you to shop local if you can. There's a lot of charity stuff going on that you can go to. I think Delavan has a thing this weekend where you can go and there's a bunch of vendors in there and stuff. And I think the Gear Factory does too. That sounded pretty cool.
I did a cool thing on Saturday at Harvey's Garden. It was a winter market. They had different small businesses up in the loft.
Really?
With their products, and I was playing downstairs. Great crowd. I always love play. It's one of my favorite places. And I talked about Mitzvah. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah. How's it going there?
I guess they're still saying February is going to be ready to go. Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's a project, because what you couldn't tell from the pictures was like any church sanctuary that it slopes down to the altar, and they're going to level that. That's a project. Holy cow. That's a project, but that's pretty cool.
Yep. So yeah, if you haven't gotten to Harvey's Garden, that's the same owners taking over Mitzvah, but check out Harvey's Garden. It's just a big
Where
open.
exactly is it?
Is it Water Street back there off parallel to Erie Boulevard? Harvey's Garden, Syracuse is Yeah, well, East Water Street. I was right. 100 East Water Street, right there. Parallel to Erie Boulevard, towards the end near the old Time Warner building.
Yes.
That side.
Yes.
Down that way.
Yes.
Right on the other side of there on Water Street.
Oh, okay.
It's a big. It's got an open kind of. Got an open feel to it. Bar, and then Thomson Fire is right inside.
Love
It's got
Thomson
great
Fire.
food, and then they bring in all the they bring in the Alchemist stuff from Vermont.
Oh wow.
It's all craft stuff. They got the local crafts from. I love Prison City. Prison City's got a really good beer.
Good beer. Yeah.
And then they have those in cans, and then they do the card deal where you load the card and you can pour your own beer on the wall. I'm surprised you haven't been there yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. Actually, maybe we'll go this weekend. We'll see.
It's a good place.
Yeah, it sounds great, and I do love Thomson Fire. They do a great job. Boy, Kate Anderson was great, wasn't she? Dr. Kate.
This time she's got a hard job now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's people in this country who think she's the enemy.
Yeah. A health commissioner.
Yeah. Just somebody who's trying to, who probably from, a child wanted to be a doctor. Live their dreams,
it's amazing
do what they have to do, and now you get to the point in life where you finally you have the position you've always wanted, and it's like there's people that just think that you're the enemy.
Yeah, ridiculous. And I'm convinced that they're just going to do, they being the administration, are going to do whatever they want to do and just say stop me or whatever. But to say that vaccines are not good for society is absurd, and to say that you can go without these things is actually bad for society, because these things are going to start. We already have a measles epidemic again in this country. Measles were almost gone. In fact, they were gone. Now we have an epidemic again. It's going to happen with all these diseases that people aren't getting shots for. It's so stupid. It really is. And that this is the dark side, the bad side of the clown show that's in Washington. This is the dark side of it.
And it's just something like this national park thing. If you wanted to have flag, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, if you wanted Flag Day as one of them, just add it. Why take ones? I don't understand the whole justification of it is the thing that blows me away. I mean, Martin, those are the two biggest civil rights things in our country history, the events, time period. Martin Luther King and the abolishment of slavery. It's two of the biggest things. Whatever. I just don't understand the end game of saying we're not going to make those as free days anymore. We're going to make, Flag Day. And I know there's a lot of non-national holidays that are free days, but Flag Day isn't a national holiday where some federal worker is going to be able to enjoy a park because they have to work on Flag Day.
Flag Day.
God. Not saying that it's also his birthday, but
boy. Oh yeah, I'm sure it has nothing to do with it.
I'm very interested in the show that's about to happen with the UFC thing on the lawn of the White House. That's going to be great viewing when that happens.
When the United States of America jumps the shark.
Yes.
Okay. That's my opinion. If they hold UFC fights on the lawn of the White House, the United States has jumped the shark. They didn't even do that in Idiocy or whatever the hell the name of the movie is, right?
No.
They didn't even do stuff like that because it was, who would even do that? Well, here you go.
That's going to be great.
Oh,
viewing.
Yeah. I know. I'll watch.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you can't take your eyes off it. It's like, this is horrific, and I'm watching the downfall of our country, but I can't stop watching it. And then he'll come out to say it was the most watched show in the history of the world. And
you know what I did in his defense, I heard some very good things out of the Kennedy Center honors.
Yeah, because they honored Kiss. Are you kidding me? Oh, don't even get me started with this.
And I guess he didn't make it political. He wasn't, Donald Trump. This is the first time a president has ever hosted the honors. He hosted the show.
Why do you think he did that?
Well, because he's
a narcissist.
Yeah, he's Donald Trump.
Yes.
But I don't think he went. Kiss deserved to be honored.
Hold on, wait. Bullshit.
You don't think they deserve to get honored?
Sorry.
I just
Kennedy Center honors. Kennedy Center.
Well, I mean,
I'll tell you what.
Zeppelin
Actually,
was there.
it's perfect for Donald Trump. It's perfect for this clown show. Dress him up.
I think.
Are they going to dress up now? Do they? They didn't perform, right?
No.
So they have people
Cheap Trick.
perform their stuff.
Cheap Trick performed.
Okay.
And I think Garth Brooks was one of the ones that said something about him.
Yeah.
But no, they don't perform. They sit up there and they watch it. And they're one of the most influential rock bands of all time.
Who was it was Gene Simmons and who else?
Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Criss were there.
Chris was there?
Peter Criss was there.
Oh, I didn't see him.
The three original guys were there.
Oh, I did not see
Ace
him.
Obviously just died.
Yeah. I saw the other two.
Yep.
Simmons has the worst hair in history of mankind. And the other dude is one of the ugliest dudes I've ever seen. Looked like his face got smashed with a guitar or something. Holy cow.
Paul Stanley
looks like what the guy who does SpongeBob would draw as like a overly handsome, so handsome he's ugly dude. That's what they would. I mean, who else got honored by that?
So it was Kiss, Sylvester Stallone, George Strait, Gloria Gaynor.
Now George Strait, okay,
yes, and Michael Crawford.
Okay,
Gloria Gaynor.
No,
that I didn't understand.
No. Oh, no. Okay, well. Who performed?
The only one I was really
Cheap Trick. That would be good, actually.
Cheap Trick for Kiss.
Yeah, I bet they were good.
They played rock and roll all night. We'll see it December 23rd is they air it.
Yeah. Okay. I may watch it in like February or something.
I gotta Kiss. And this spawned that whole. He had a meeting with Trump about that American Music Act.
Yes, right.
Fairness Act.
Yes, which is good. And
yes.
and something needs to be done. There's no question about that, because it's unfair to be able to make money off of someone else's work and likeness. That's the thing. The likeness thing is scary. This whole AI thing, man, if they don't get regulations in place for this stuff, I could make a commercial for this podcast and it could be freaking whoever we want, Beyonce.
Yep.
Saying, man, I love you guys.
Yep.
And you couldn't tell that. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It's ridiculous. It is. So they better get some stuff in place.
Yep. And the whole, you feel bad because I'm a avid music streamer. I have Spotify, right. I have Apple Music, and I have Tidal. I have all three.
I don't have any of them.
And the artists aren't making hardly any money for that stuff.
No.
And that's why I've got to pay insane amount of money to go see Machine Gun Kelly and Ghost, because that's how they make their money. You've got acts that, you put on a show that's worth it, but still it's so, especially for the middle class families.
Untenable.
In this time,
can't do it.
And listen, there's people walking around there last night, 2-3 t-shirts, sweatshirt. A sweatshirt was $150 Canadian. A t-shirt was $70 Canadian. Long sleeve t-shirt was $90. So you're looking at about between 35 and 40% exchange rate.
Right.
Hat, ball cap, $70 Canadian. And then I had cash with me, and they don't take the cash. Oh, no. We don't do cash.
See, I hate that. I'm using cash more and more if I can.
I have been lately.
I
have been lately.
Because you're more aware of what you're doing, and they don't like that. They don't like us being aware of what we spend. All right, this was really good because Bob was awesome, and boy, I like Dr. Kate Anderson a lot. We've been very fortunate in this county to have just incredible health commissioners over the years. We're very fortunate in that respect,
and we're lucky to have our friend Justin at the office of who hooks us up with Ryan, the county. It takes my emails and
he's been taking care of us.
Yes, very much.
We just do this
makes it easy.
Little podcast.
Yes,
and we need sponsors, and I need money.
We're coming up soon. If you got a business and you'd be interested in being a part of this this circus that we've built, you can get a hold of us. But I'm going to be getting a hold of some people, and we're gonna start having some sponsors.
Yeah. All right. Need the money.
Yeah.
Maybe GoFundMe for
there you go for the roof.
JR's roof. All right. This was fun. And that's why we do it.
That's right.
So take care of yourselves. Okay. This coming week, we're getting close, to the big day. But take care of yourself, and God willing, we're all back at it next time on the Jim Reith Show Unleashed podcast.